If you have been asking YAH for overflow, pause and ask yourself this first. Have I let him be Lord over what is already in my hands? Not just Lord over my prayers, not just Lord over my worship, not just Lord over my dreams, but Lord over my time, Lord over my spending, Lord over my home, Lord over my body, Lord over my attention, Lord over my calling. Because sometimes the issue is not that YAH has not given enough. Sometimes the issue is that what he already given has not fully come under his rule. This is Lordship Day. And today's sweet truth is before YAH pours out more, he lovingly teaches us to store what is already in our hands. Shalom, beautiful woman of YAH. Today we are continuing in the theme order before overflow, but we are not repeating the full Sunday reset. Today we are narrowing in on the first cell of the honeycomb, Lordship, because order does not begin with a planner. Order does not begin with a routine. Order does not begin with a checklist. Order begins with the question, YAH, are you actually ruling this area? That is a heart question before it is a schedule question. Lordship means YAH does not get invited into the parts of my life that feel spiritual. He gets authority over the ordinary places too. The calendar, the budget, the kitchen, the body, the phone, the work, the assignment, the yes, the no, the pace, and the plan. And I want to say this gently. If YAH is Lord, then he gets to correct what I have been calling mine. My time is not just mine. My body is not just mine. My home is not just mine. My money is not just mine. My attention is not just mine. My calling is not just mine. It was entrusted. And if it was entrusted, then I must be governed by the one who entrusted it. Scripture says, moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. That's 1 Corinthians 4:2. That means faithfulness is not optional in stewardship. It is required. YAH's requirement is not cruelty. His order is love. His correction is protection. His instruction is not trying to rob you of peace. It is trying to return you to peace. The first thing Lordship confronts is ownership. Because if I think something belongs to me, I will manage it according to my feelings. If I feel tired, I will neglect it. If I feel overwhelmed, I will avoid it. If I feel excited, I will overcommit it. If I feel afraid, I will control it. If I feel discouraged, I will abandon it. But when I understand that YAH owns it, I stop asking, what do I feel like doing with this? I start asking, YAH, what are you requiring of me here? That shift is powerful because a steward does not get to use the master's resources any kind of way. A steward asks, what did you place in my hands and what is the purpose of it? How do you want it handled? What needs to be protected? What needs to be corrected? What needs to be released? What needs to become obedient? This is not about shame. This is about rightful order. So today, choose one area and tell the truth about ownership. Maybe it's your time. Maybe you have been saying, I do not have enough time. But Lordship asks, how are you spending the time that was entrusted? Maybe it is your money. You may have been saying, I need more. But Lordship asks, have you assigned purpose to what is already coming in? Maybe it is your body. You may have been saying, I am too tired. But Lordship asks, Are you caring for the vessel I gave you, or only using it until it breaks down? Maybe it is your home. You may have been saying, it's too much. But Lordship asks, what small area can come back under peace today? Maybe it is your attention. You may have been saying, I cannot focus. But Lordship asks, what have you been giving access to? Your gates. Lordship starts here. Yah owns it. Yah rules it. I obey. When Yah becomes Lord over an area, he also reveals what has been ruling there instead. And this is where we have to be honest. Sometimes it is not laziness ruling. Sometimes it is fear. Sometimes it is not busyness ruling. Sometimes it's avoidance. Sometimes it's not, I forgot. Sometimes it's resistance. Sometimes it is not, I do not have enough. Sometimes it is a lack of order around what I already have. Sometimes it is my appetite, my emotions, or my comfort has had more authority than instruction. This is why Lordship Day matters. Because if I build a routine without surrender, I may still be ruled by the same thing. I just put a prettier system on top of it. A planner cannot replace obedience. A reset cannot replace surrender. A schedule cannot replace submission. A checklist cannot replace lordship. Those tools can serve order, but they cannot become the source of order. Yah is the source. So today, we are not just asking what needs to be organized. We are asking what has been ruling this area besides Yah. Has pressure been ruling? Has comparison been ruling? Has fear been ruling? Has procrastination been ruling? Has appetite been ruling? Has impulse been ruling? Has people pleasing been ruling? Has discouragement been ruling? And once Yah reveals it, do not condemn yourself. Return. This is the mercy in correction. Yah does not expose disorder to embarrass us. He exposes it so we can come back into agreement with him. Now, let's make this practical. Lordship does not have to be complicated. Today, we do not need to fix our entire life. We need one clear yes, one area, one instruction, one obedient response. Ask Yah, what are you asking me to bring under your rule today? Then listen for the simple thing, not the dramatic thing, not the impressive thing, not the thing that would make people clap, the obedient thing. Maybe your yes is, I will look at my calendar before I say yes. I will check my account before I spend. I will close the kitchen tonight. I will drink water and move my body gently. I will put the phone down before prayer. I will finish the task I keep avoiding. I will stop calling disobedience overwhelm. I will honor the boundary Yah already showed me. I will prepare tonight so tomorrow is not chaotic. I will bring my first attention back to Yah before the feed. That is lordship in practice. It is not just saying, Yah, you are Lord. It is letting him interpret how you spend, stroll, schedule, speak, work, rest, and respond. And I know that can feel corrective, but it is also sweet because when Yah rules an area, that area does not have to keep ruling you. When Yah rules your time, panic does not have to rule it. When Yah rules your money, impulse does not have to rule it. When Yah rules your home, shame does not have to rule it. When Yah rules your body, neglect does not have to rule it. When Yah rules your attention, distraction does not have to rule it. When Yah rules your calling, comparison does not have to rule it. That is the sweetness of surrender. Here is the practice for today. Write this down. One, the area I am bringing under YAH's Lordship today is choose one: time, money, home, body, attention, calling, work, relationships, rest. Two, what has been ruling this area besides YAH? Be honest. Do not be harsh. For example, fear has been ruling my schedule. Impulse has been ruling my spending. Avoidance has been ruling my home. Neglect has been ruling my body. Distraction has been ruling my attention. Comparison has been ruling my calling. Pressure has been ruling my yes. Discouragement has been ruling my consistency. Three, my one clear yes is write one obedient action. For example, I will plan tomorrow before bed. I will check my money before I spend. I will reset one room for 10 minutes. I will move my body gently. I will put my phone away for the first hour. I will work on one assignment without comparing. I will say no where YAH did not give me peace. I will rest without guilt after obedience. That is enough for today. One area, one honest truth, one clear yes. This is how Lordship becomes visible. I want to encourage the woman who feels like I should already be better at this. Do not let shame speak louder than instructions. YAH is not asking you to perform order. He is inviting you to return to order. There is a difference. Performance says, I will prove I am disciplined. Return says, YAH, I agree with your way again. Performance says, I need to fix everything so I can feel worthy. Return says, because I belong to YAH, I can obey the next instruction. Performance exhausts. Lordship steadies. So if YAH is showing you an area today, receive that as mercy. He loves you enough to correct what would drain you. He do. He loves you enough to comfort what would scatter you. He loves you enough to order what would overwhelm you. He loves you enough to prepare you before increase. Yes, he do. He does. This is why the sweet truth for today is before YAH pours out more, he lovingly teaches us to store what is already in our hands. Not because he is withholding good, but because he is forming faithful hands. Say this with me. YAH, you are Lord over what is already in my hands. You are Lord over my time. You are Lord over my money. You are Lord over my home. You are Lord over my body. You are Lord over my attention. You are Lord over my calling. I lay down false ownership. I lay down excuses. I lay down avoidance. I lay down fear. I lay down impulse. I lay down comparison. I lay down control. Teach me to store what you entrusted. Correct what has been ruling me. Order what has been scattered. Strengthen my obedience in the hidden places. I will not wait for overflow to become faithful. I will practice faithfulness with what is already here. YAH owns it. YAH rules it. I obey. Order before overflow. Lordship before increase, Abba. Faithfulness before more. If this helped you, write this in your journal today. The area I am bringing under YAH's Lordship, and my one clear yes is. Keep it simple. Do not try to surrender everything in a vague way. Choose one area and give YAH a real yes. Because Lordship is not only a statement we make with our mouth, it's an agreement we practice with our lives. And this week, we are letting YAH bring order to what He already placed in our hands, one obedient cell at a time. Shalom.